but I believe since it's the opening of the show, you must have an opening commentary.
I do, Les, and it's not going to be about the Indians because you know what this is. It's game week, Les.
This is game week. Get your game face on.
Well, it's finally here. We've been waiting for this Brown season almost as long as we waited for the Indians-White Sox Labor Day game to end. Not really, but it did seem that way. There's no denying the talent the Browns bring to this season. If they're not a top 10 offense, top 5 even, I'll be really surprised. And defensively, they have built what could be a dominant front four. Passing and getting to the passer are now how teams win these days in the NFL. So with the Titans coming to town Sunday, it's prediction time. Les, the Browns have only won one season opener since 1999, not that you need to be reminded, but I believe that this will be number 2. And I'm going to pick them to go 10-6 this season and make the playoffs. Yes, playoffs. I might even pick them to win more, but I'm not quite sure about the offensive line, how it's going to hold up. Also, the first half of the schedule is a test for a team that didn't play much together in the exhibition games. This should be the beginning of a perennial playoff run for a fan base that deserves it more than any other in the league. Enjoy it.
All right, so I heard some guys on radio talking today, predicting and all that stuff. And one said 10-6 with the playoffs. The other said 10-6 without the playoffs. And I'm thinking the 10-6 with or without the playoffs has nothing to do with the team. 10-6 has something to do with the team. Making the playoffs of 10-6 has nothing to do with it. You either make it or you make it or don't make it.
If you feel strongly that they're the best team in the division, you would pick them to win the division, right? And that's a sure way to get into the playoffs. I don't know about that yet. I just think that the talent is certainly there. Roethlisberger is still an experienced guy. That's still a really good organization. And Baltimore was a team that sort of remade itself on the run last year when Lamar Jackson became the quarterback. So I think there are two really, really good organizations with two good head coaches, and I wouldn't rule either of them out because of that.
All right, you talk about coaches. What do you expect from a coach once the season starts? They can go on vacation whenever. Season starts, are they 24/7 people? Do they need to be 24/7 people?
Well, that's been my experience. I mean, I know that, when I first broke into sports writing, one of the guys that I covered was Dick Vermeil, and he's had a cot in his office, and that's how he approached it. He slept in his office. He also burned out. Bud Grant famously was a guy who would make sure his coaches went home after dinner. He had a longer lifespan. But I think once you get into the season, it becomes almost a full-time 16-hour-a-week job at least.
What would you think about your head coach on Friday of game night, right? When was last
Thursday.
Thursday was the
Thursday when they played
game.
the last exhibition.
What would you think on the Thursday of the final exhibition season if I told you that at 3 o'clock in the afternoon the head coach of the Cleveland Browns was seen on the east side of town getting his nails, well, not getting his nails done, but his wife getting her nails done, and he was there to pick her up?
I'd be
happy.
Surprised.
You'd be surprised?
Yeah, not that in a bad way. But most guys, they have such tunnel vision that they're sitting in their office, they're working on depth charts, they're scheming who they want to see play that night.
All right, well, here's what Freddie-Kitchens was doing last Thursday night.
Are you sure it was Freddie-Kitchens and not
Well,
a
I know the woman on the left is my wife, and I'm pretty sure that the one on the right, the man on the right, look at the size of Freddie-Kitchens' hands.
Can we zero in on those nails?
I believe he was picking up his wife getting her nails. But I found it refreshing that on a Thursday of game night, he's on the east side of town and not worried about traffic for the Browns game.
Yeah. I'd be even more impressed with his cool if he was actually getting a manicure and pedicure before the game.
How about the fact that if you don't wear orange and brown, he's not interested. He's wearing an Indians hat.
I know. I noticed that. I thought it was the brownie elf initially.
Or look at the lack of size of my wife's shoulders. One of the two.
Maybe your wife has especially small shoulders.
Maybe so. Well,
no, it's kind of. I mean, I know it's only exhibition season. I don't think we'll see him. I don't think you'll see him over there Sunday.
You won't see him on the east side?
At 10 a.m. Before the 1 o'clock game. I don't think.
So you know my wife.
I do.
So I'm going to give you a quote that I'm either making up or is true, and you tell me, knowing her, it's true or it's false. Okay. So she says to him, you met my husband the other day. He interviewed you on 92.3 The Fan. And he says, "You're a really nice guy." And I said, "Yeah, but can he coach?" Now, do you think that's something Allison Levine said?
Absolutely.
Or didn't say?
Yeah, I have no trouble believing that she said that. And that he probably didn't mind her saying that.
Absolutely not. So, still regaling in laughter as we speak. 2-1